is my regular videos. You know what? That I started recording videos on YouTube on a regular basis. Every day new video. Did I tell you?
Yes, I know that.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So we're
No,
starting
you
new
can
episode.
yes. I mean, you need my voice, so that's fine.
What? Repeat.
You only need my voice
Oh,
essentially.
okay. And where is my video, by the way?
Your video?
Yeah, you turn it off. So just so that other people could see me.
Oh, okay. I mean I don't know. My screen is black, so.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. So, hello everyone. Today we have a special guest with us, Eugene Kuzmov. Yeah, how do you pronounce your name, by the way? In
It
English or in
depends.
Spanish?
In English it's Kuzma.
Yeah, your name, your first name. I mean,
Yes, it's Eugene.
Eugene. Oh, okay.
Yeah, all my American friends call me that. Well, foreign friends.
So, Eugene, a big fan of learning languages. He knows English pretty well, but now he's learning what? Spanish, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Also, Eugene is a big fan of Duolingo. By the way, this episode is brought to you by Duolingo production. No, I'm joking.
Official sponsor.
Nobody paid me for this episode. If you want to pay, please contact me. I don't mind. Yeah, and well, you know what? I'm not going to talk about yourself a lot because it's it takes a new episode. It takes another episode. Maybe one time we talk about you in more detail about your experience in English in languages. But this time, please tell me how you learn Spanish. So what's your daily activities? How much you spend every day? So only about Spanish. Tell me, please, a little bit of your approach in Spanish. Yeah, how much time do you spend and what you do exactly?
I don't count the time. I do things how do you say it, sporadically?
Spontaneously or sporadically? Yeah, maybe. So you play by ear, I mean.
And play by ear?
Yeah.
Yes, I play by ear. No, my routine is Duolingo. Like, this is what I do every day because I need to maintain my daily streak. But usually what happens is that I wake up at 6, at 5 sometimes, and I start to listen, not every day, but that's what I'm trying to do. Every day I try to listen to podcast, whatever podcast in Spanish.
So in the morning?
In the morning, yeah, right? I wake up, I go drink water, I go back to bed and listen to podcasts.
For how long do you usually listen to the podcast in the morning?
From 25 to 40 minutes. Sometimes I listen to 2 episodes.
Great. And what kind of podcasts are you listening to? So how do you choose what to listen every day?
What's good and the bad thing about not bad, yeah, kind of bad, is that there are not so many good teachers in Spanish on YouTube or on Google Podcasts. So I just know the names, and you don't have a lot to choose from. So I stick to like 3-4 podcasts, and my favorite is Coffee Break Spanish.
Coffee Break in Spanish.
They use English a lot, and their lessons are structured. So every time you learn new things, and the episode is divided between a story or an interview and the explanation of grammar points.
Cool.
Yeah, it's very good.
Okay.
And the second podcast that I like is called No Hay Tos, and it's about 2 Mexicans talking about daily things. And sometimes they have special episodes about grammar. but usually I just like listening to what they say and see how much I can understand. It's pretty much fluent Spanish. They don't use English as much.
Mm-hmm.
And the third would be Españolistas. And it's a podcast that is run by a couple, a woman from Colombia and her husband from America. And she pretty much teaches him Spanish.
Oh, she teaches him Spanish. Wow, interesting. Yeah.
It's okay. So this is okay. They pretty much have fluent conversation, but when it's his turn to speak Spanish, he speaks with mistakes and she corrects them. That's how it goes.
Okay. So it's 40 minutes in the morning. What do you do in the course of the day apart from listening? Of course, and apart from Duolingo. How much Duolingo do you do every day?
So it's about, okay, so I told you about the podcast. So about Duolingo, I just have to do one exercise to pretty much satisfy myself because I care about my daily streak. That's like what Duolingo is good. They keep you.
So a streak is a continuous sequence. It's a sequence of days when you do Duolingo without any pauses and breaks. I mean, there is no, well, how to explain it really well. So when you do Duolingo every day, even a little bit, it counts as a streak, right?
Right now, yes. Not so long ago, they only counted if you meet your daily goal. So if your daily goal is 30 points, if you make these 30 points, they will count your as a completed day, pretty much. But right now, you can do like little exercise for 10 points. Whatever your goal is, it doesn't matter. They will count it as a day.
Okay. So what's your current streak? Well, what's a weird name?
Yes,
is this word in a dictionary? Let me check. Yeah, it's in a dictionary. So let's see what this word is all about. Oh, a long thin mark that is easily noticed because it is very different from the areas around it. The window cleaner left dirty streaks on the windows. You know, I never heard this word before. So
how did you spell it?
STREAK.
Okay.
A short period of good or bad luck. Wow. And what's the current streak in Spanish?
397 days. It's not only Spanish. You don't have to.
So it's one streak for languages you learn.
Oh, yeah, I'm learning 3 languages there.
Wow. English still English?
No, not 3. I mean, my list is like 5 languages, but I only complete 3. Like what I do is that I do 1 exercise in Spanish, 1 exercise in Italian, and 1 exercise in Japanese now.
Okay, I see.
But I have French and German that I done before, but stopped doing at all.
Okay, so at minimum you have 10 minutes of Duolingo. Up to what? What's your maximum amount of time spent on Duolingo?
30 minutes.
30 minutes, so no more. Okay. So what else? I have 40 minutes of podcasts, maybe 20 to 30 minutes in Duolingo on average. So what else? How often do you speak to somebody?
You know, I have a Instagram post. I've done in one day many hours of Duolingo, and I received many points. I think I've done Duolingo. I wanted to do Duolingo for 24 hours straight.
Straight.
Yes,
without
just
eating.
With pauses. Yes, of course. Just eat, go to toilet, and do Duolingo again. Well, no, I would do 5-minute break at every hour too. I wanted to do that, but I didn't last that long, but I received many points which was enough to like brag about it.
How many points?
I don't remember. It's in a screenshot. More than 1,000 for sure. Maybe I don't remember.
Well, okay, that's great. What about
1,500
talking? Sorry,
maybe.
we should move on. You know, don't have a lot of time. So what's about speaking activities?
Oh yeah, this is the best part, right?
I don't know.
It
You tell me.
is. You know that.
Who knows? You know, I don't like speaking too much. You know,
That's
that's
the goal of learning.
that's a short time ago when I started like speaking to you or speaking to myself on YouTube. You know why? Because the only speaking partners I have is my students, so that's it. And I don't try to talk to other people really, just for speaking. You know, I don't like it honestly. And yeah, and now I started it because I want to improve my English. I want to speak better, more confidently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the point. Why do you speak? Why do you speak so much? So do you learn language? I think I asked this question, but let's answer it again for our audience. So do you speak? Well, you obviously speak a lot in both English, Spanish. Do you speak in other languages too? Have you spoken? No. So you speak a lot. Why do you speak? What drives you really? Like learning languages, or you like talking, like learning about people, about their lives? What's the cause really? Honestly.
The cause is to speak in a foreign language. I mean, I like foreign languages, especially English. Like English is the best language in the world. I mean, in my opinion, Spanish is number 2. So, okay, I'm very biased though.
Which number is Russian?
Which is the last one? How many languages are there?
What?
How many languages are in the world?
6,000, 7,000. I believe 7,000.
Okay, it's
I'm thinking about it.
7,000. I mean,
7,000.
no, I mean Russian is good. Like it's.
We'll cut it out. We'll cut it out. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, Russian for me, I didn't like it. Now I'm more tolerant about it. I'm like, okay, it's good. It could be a nice language, but it's definitely. I think it's number 100. I don't know. I really don't really like it.
Well, you know what? An interesting thing that I did today. So I write down different phrases. I think you do too. I write down different phrases in English, so to use them later because I like them very much. And today I wrote down a Russian phrase. It's amazing. Can't believe it. So it's the phrase like you in Russian. I'll translate it to English. So with this person, you won't cook a porridge. Something like that. So this man is useless. Don't trust him. Like don't rely on them. Don't rely on him. And you won't cook a porridge with him. You got it?
I got it.
So I wrote down this phrase because it sounds cool. I never used it before, so I'll use it, when I have a chance. Well, yeah. The more I learn language, the more I learn English, well, the more I feel, excited about languages in general. So maybe I'm going through the similar process because, well, it's cool when you use a phrase like this, a very rare phrase, honestly. I mean, I can encounter in texts, in books, but in spoken English, well, it's highly unlikely to meet this phrase, to encounter this phrase, right? So with this man, you won't cook a porridge. So I think when you use a phrase, you kind of revive a language. You revive a word or a phrase that was abandoned a long time ago. So you kind of like a doctor,
Mm-hmm.
You like a doctor. You're kind of like a saver. You save language, and you help it live. Oh, it fascinates me when you think about it. Really, it's cool. And when a person speaks badly, when he forgets and abandons his language, I think it's like killing your language, right?
Right. I try to speak good Russian though, like proper Russian.
Yeah, that's the point. So first step is to try to do it, is to try to treat it better. And if you have this mindset, you already speak better, without any learning, but you're just cautious about it. You're careful about it, about using words and proper grammar. And sometimes, you can use a better alternative for the very common word. Well, yeah, this mindset is good. I think I need to be more cautious about Russian, because when I started learning like English, I thought, okay, I don't need Russian anymore. I don't care about Russian. I can speak with mistakes. So the only thing I care is English. But now I changed my mind. I think it's important, especially when I'm a teacher. When you're a teacher, well, people look up to you. How you use Russian as well. If you speak badly, well, it undermines your expertise as a teacher, as an expert in languages. Okay, so continue, please, about speaking. You said it's the best part.
Yeah.
How much do you speak? Oh, yeah. How much do you speak? Do you speak every day?
No.
Spanish? No.
3 times a week.
3 times a week.
Sometimes now 4 since recently.
4. Mm-hmm. So it's 1 hour to 2 hours.
Like 1 hour. 1 hour. Usually we keep it under 1 hour.
Okay. You're going to keep the schedule, or maybe you want to increase it? Yeah. Do you think it's enough? It's enough? Like 4 hours?
Every time I increase it, I regret it.
You regret it? Why? You feel
because
tired?
I have my other things to do.
Okay.
I'm over my head.
Okay. Yeah, I see. So you have maybe 7 plus, I think 11 to 12 hours a week. So it's almost 2 hours a day in average. I think it's... Why?
Well...
Okay, you said 1 hour a day podcast plus Duolingo, maybe 40.
You mean learning in general?
Yeah. Learning Spanish, I mean. It's like 5 plus 4, maybe 10 hours a week.
I mean, I'm constantly learning Spanish. I might watch a series in Spanish. I might watch. I might listen songs. I might listen to watch vlogs in Spanish. Watch music above all, and sometimes I listen podcasts when I'm walking. So I mean, I'm surrounded by Spanish.
So do you mean it's more than 10 hours a week? I mean, no, I'm counting because I'm crazy. I'm crazy in counting. I'm a technician guy. I want to count. I want to measure. I want to know exact numbers and to compare with others. So to give advice to other people, because when they learn a language, I think they usually don't learn enough and they don't get results they want. So I'm just going to show them how important it is to learn constantly first and learn enough, because 1 hour a week is definitely not enough. So I'm trying to find the best balance for them, for other people. So okay, you're saying that sometimes you have more than that. Well, that's cool. So let's agree to 12 hours a week in average. Right?
If you count passive learning,
Yeah, I counted. Okay. So you see, 1.5 hours every day. And how long have you been learning Spanish?
Since April last year.
Oh, so it's more than 1 year now.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you a couple of sentences, like to translate them from English to Spanish? I just want to see your level because, well,
I always B1. I know that.
B1. But anyway, I want to hear you.
Okay,
Like
but not
how fluent you are, how fast you can speak. If you don't mind, of course.
I will mix how do you say it? I will mess up the grammar, but I will probably.
Okay, we'll start with something simple and then we'll gradually increase the difficulty. Well, let's start with something like, what's your address?
¿Qué es tu dirección?
¿Qué es tu?
¿Qué es tu dirección?
Yes, that's really weird. I don't remember something like this because, yeah, for those who don't know, I learned Spanish like for 50 hours. So I have some basic, basic knowledge, maybe 1,000 words, most of them which are forgotten. What?
Yeah, I mean, you ask what's your address, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's actually a funny word because this word dirección, it's like a false friend. It looks like direction, but it's actual address. I remember in Duolingo I always typed
how did you call it? A loose friend? Which friend?
False friend.
Wow, yeah, false friends. So tell us what a false friend is. So it's a word that kind of confuses you. It makes you think that this is one word, but it's a completely different word, right?
Yes. For example, there is word embarazada, which looks like embarrassing, but it's actually pregnant.
Do you think it's somehow connected to the emotion when people sometimes have when they announce it or when they get announced? Oh, get announced. Not get announced. When they get this message, do you think it has any connection to this moment?
Maybe.
Benita. Oh, not Benita. So how do they call male? Man. How do they call man?
Hombre.
Hombre. Hombre. I'm embarrassed. What? I'm embarrassed.
Embarazada.
And he is embarrassed. Like, what? What?
Que puta.
What?
Que puta.
Que puta. Okay. Let's keep going. Now, he's a very it's easy. Even I know that. Well, yesterday I watched TV a lot.
Okay. Ayer miré la tele mucho.
Okay. So I'm going to start a new language next month.
Okay. Voy a comenzar una nueva idioma la próxima mes. Next month, right? La próxima mes.
Well, idioma. Is it a language?
Yes. Oh, false friend again.
And what's idiom in Spanish?
I don't know, but it's not idioma.
Like, check it out.
I know tongue twister, trabalengua, but I don't know idioma.
Well, let's check it out. Check.
Actually, I made a mistake. The month is masculine, so it's El próximamente.
Okay, I don't care. I can make a lot of mistakes, even in English. Well, you see, now I care. You see, this is my mindset. It's a wrong mindset. As I told you in the beginning, like it's important to have this mindset to, well, when you try to speak better language, less mistakes. And now I said again, I don't care. No, it's wrong. It's not correct. Yeah, it's not a test, but you know, the way you speak, it's important. Idioma. The same word.
Oh, okay.
Now you know one more word in Spanish.
Yeah.
Don't thank me.
Yeah. Who would have thought that it would be you who give me new word?
No.
Not like Mexicans, but you.
What?
Not Mexican people, but you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome.
No, Mexicans, they do teach me. I should ask them. Well, they teach me actually when I neither really, like I really don't know the word.
Okay. And do you know any idioms in Spanish?
No.
Okay. And my next question is, I would say,
I know idiom. Estar de mala leche. Like to be, yes, it's like to be a bad milk, but it's like to be in a bad mood.
huh? Interesting. Interesting. Now, the next one. I was sleeping when you called me.
Okay, estaba durmiendo cuando tú me llamaste.
Oh, it was fast. It was quite fast. Now, I don't ride a bike because I'm afraid of falling.
Okay. Okay, montar. Okay. Okay, do you want present continuous? Oh, no, okay, I don't ride a bike. Okay, no monto una motocicleta. This bike or bicicleta?
Yeah, let's say this way.
Okay, yo no monto la motocicleta porque tengo miedo de caerme.
Okay. It's kind of long. Why is it so long? Okay, I know they have different verb forms for male and female. So what it be? What will it be? Like, women, don't judge me because I'm tired and hungry.
Well, like, okay, well, repeat once again.
Women, don't judge me. Oh, women, don't judge me.
Okay, las mujeres no me juzgan.
Well, okay. What is more difficult than that? Let me think of it for a second. Like, doo-dum, doo-dum, doo-dum. I'm listening to you carefully.
I know. Okay. Te estoy escuchando con atención. I can only say that with attention, but I don't know how to say carefully per se.
Okay. So let's
Maybe
give you some.
that's it. Like, maybe that's the right form. Like, con atención.
Well, let's level up. What's the word, by the way? What's the phrase to say that? Let's move on to something more difficult, like level up.
Okay. Vamos a avanzar al siguiente nivel.
I didn't ask you a question. I just asked you about English. How is it in English? I mean, let's increase the level.
Let's I know in Spanish, but I don't know in English.
Like, let's increase the difficulty.
Wow, it's really crazy.
Level
I
up.
know it in
Can I say
Spanish.
let's level up?
Let's go to the next level. That's the one.
I don't know. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the. I know this phrase because every time they say it in coffee break Spanish. Vamos a seguir a no. No, vamos a avanzar al siguiente nivel. Let's go to the next level.
Okay, let's go to the next level. So let's go to the next level. What is there? I can't think of really something difficult. Well, we need to bring. Okay. We need to address this question because it's destructive for the environment.
It's actually not that difficult. Can you do it in parts?
Well, okay. We need to address this question.
Oh, I don't know the word to address this question. I know the word question, obviously.
Direcciona de cuestiona.
No.
Well, direction is address.
It's
Okay.
not. It doesn't work that way, I think.
Yeah, that's what people should understand. By the way, a lot of learners make this mistake. So they make up their own words, their own phrases, their own language. So you either know it or not, right? There is no other way around.
It could be no. It could be addressar, but I don't know.
Yeah. Like, let's not. What is it? Like, shoot in the sky? There is an idiom like this. What's an idiom like this? Let's check it out.
I don't know.
Let's check it out. Yeah. Shot in the dark.
What?
Shot in the dark.
Shot in the dark.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that because I know that phrase because I like a song called "A Shot in the Dark."
And there is another way. Take a wild guess.
Yeah.
So let's not take.
Addressar.
So let's not take a wild guess. It doesn't work this way, as you said. So we don't guess. So what would we do when we face this situation? I think we can come up with an easier alternative, right? I think there's almost always an easier alternative. So don't be afraid of getting stuck in this situation because there is also an easier way. Sometimes we, well, overlook or oversee. Well, I forget this word all the time.
Oversee. I know.
Oversee. Okay, we oversee. There is an easy way to say something. You can use like 3 words like get, do, and have in 90% of cases. So yeah, don't be too fancy. Like, don't be too fancy. Be humble. Be easygoing.
Humble, sit down.
Yeah, be down to earth. Just use a simple word like, I don't know.
Yeah, but tell me another word.
Well, so the next part, I address this. So it's destructive for the environment.
Es destruyendo para el. Creo que es.
Creo. You know what?
I think it's mente.
You know what? You can just use an English word and add iente or el monte or el mundo, and that's it. It seems like it works this way.
It could be el mundo is the world, but
okay.
The environment, I think it's mente.
So what I'm trying to say, I can't think of any sentence in English that you can say in Spanish. Like, it's impossible.
I'm sorry. Can
what?
You repeat?
I mean, you're trying to say that I can't think of any English sentence you can say in Spanish?
Okay, please.
Well, okay. Let's try what? Let's try this.
I didn't understand what you said because I opened Google browser and like the connection became bad and I shut it down and now I can hear you.
Okay, I'm saying, are you trying to say that I can't think of any English sentence you can say in Spanish? We should fix it. We should fix it. It's not right. It's not correct because I feel embarrassed now.
Okay.
I feel amateurish. Well, okay. Let's try this one.
I'm not that mature in Spanish.
Oh yeah. Sorry for offending you.
It's been
I
fun.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Okay.
Well, the bullet bounced off the wall and hit the bucket with a terrific noise. How do you like
Are you
this?
kidding?
So my goal, okay, if you're so good, like if you're so lucky, I'm going to continue until you don't know the answer. Like you don't know a single word. Okay?
I know only one word.
Let's hello, okay. So I always won. That's nice.
I know the word for wall.
For
La
what?
pared. Wall. La pared.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah, I'm surprised. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's enough to talk about daily routine, like la vida cotidiana, but not for. I can talk about medicine, of course. Like, and I always have Google Translate at my side.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see.
Yeah. So if when I speak with Russians, obviously they don't know it. I don't know it, so I Google it. But when I speak with Spanish people, oh, well, there was funny thing.
So you're cheating. You're cheating. You're kind of cheating.
No. Everybody know that we all use it. And what happened last time when I had a call with Mexican girl, I was teaching her words in Russian and how do you say кисточка in English? Like кисточка для рисования.
Just a brush.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't know this word. I didn't know the word. So in English, I don't remember if I knew this word or not, but I decided to translate it to Spanish. And I told her this word that came out from Google, and she didn't know this actually.
Who? A Spanish?
The Spanish girl didn't know the Spanish words.
How is that? You know what? That's why I don't like Google sometimes because.
No. It was verified on Google, and I went to Spanish Dict, which is another site, and it was the same word, and she just didn't meet this word, like never. It's like in Russian, you read, you don't know the word. It was just for.
Let me check it. Like кисточка in Spanish.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. Russian to Spanish. It's brocha, man. Brocha.
Okay. Let me see.
Borla. No. Oborla. Oborlita.
Borla. Borla, she didn't know that.
Didn't know? Or no?
I think she didn't know that word, yes.
So she didn't know any words? What?
Okay, she didn't. Okay,
she didn't know this word, not mocha.
Yes, like, she didn't know Borla.
Okay, so
she knew the word pincel.
What? Pincel? Oh yeah, I see pincel. Wow, by the way, it has very few words in Spanish. Let's try from English to Spanish because, well, Russian, Spanish data is too little here. Let's try first in English. Let me check myself. It's tassel. Brush. Okay.
Yes. That's I didn't know that. Yes, that's why I translated tassel. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a different one. It's on your clothes. It's on your clothes. For example, you know those graduation hats.
Oh, okay.
So there's this square head, and this thing is suspended.
I know.
Like it hangs over there, a tassel.
I remember I was confused, and I just said, but we didn't use English actually that much anyway. Only very few. We were talking purely in Spanish and then in Russian.
Oops.
Actually, we got to know each other when I was learning Spanish, but I was mostly I was still interested in English practice, so we spoke in English more than in Spanish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. You know what? What didn't you know? What word didn't you know?
Borla.
So you see, it's not the most common one. The most common one is Sipilo. It has 3,600 matches, sentences. Then Pincel, 2,700. Then Brocha. They don't even have Borla here. You know what? They don't have Borla.
Okay.
They have Sipilo, Sipillo. By the way, that what confused me all the time. Like Sipilo or Cepillo?
Double
Yes.
L.
Double L is ye.
Yes.
Cepillo. So it's cepillo, pincel, brocha, maleza, roce, cepillado, matorral, escobilla, cepillar, cepilarse, pincelar, rosar.
You sounded like French.
Yeah, I think they don't have this sound. I don't know why I started doing this sound.
Oh, your accent is good. You would be good Mexican.
Barrer. Yeah, they don't have this. So how do they pronounce r? R like this?
Yeah, like
Gracias, señorita. ¿Cómo estás? Benita. What is Benita? Is it a name?
Benita? Maybe Bonita.
Benita. I think it's a name. It's a name.
I don't know. I know only Bonita.
What is Bonita?
It's like pretty.
Pretty. So she was right, you know. There is no Borla here. Not a word, not a single instance of this word. Like in 11,000 cases, there is no single instance of this word.
Wow. It's verified on Spanish Dict and Google. That was confusing.
Yeah, forget Google. Try reverse of context. It's better, man. It shows you the distribution of this word in real speech. Not necessarily real speech, but in TV shows, in movies, in books, gives you a real thing, a real picture. Not just one word, but it gives you, all the synonyms all together in one page, and you can see which one is more common, which one is less common.
Okay.
Well, that's why I don't use Google, because it's good. I know when I'm teaching this course, like how to learn English yourself, how to be a self-taught, I was trying to find a mistake that Google makes, but I couldn't. It was good all the time. But still I said, okay, avoid Google. Because you only see one meaning, one version. And English is more than that. So when you face it, like, you feel very disappointed and upset. No, many people feel upset when they see like 10 meanings, like 10 synonyms, like the word beat. How many synonyms are there in English? Like big, kick, strike, punch, step. So when they see it, like, they feel what? Not astonished, but surprised. Overwhelmed. Yeah, that's the word. Overwhelmed. So yeah. Okay. So let's talk about what I think we have like 5 more minutes for today. I think it was a very good conversation. Maybe some of my students watch it, because it's about learning languages in general. so I don't need to be very long. And what's your favorite YouTube channels? I mean, in terms of learning Spanish.
Easy Spanish.
Easy Spanish. So you learn or you watch like English related language channels. No, what I confuse the word English and language all the time. Like, do you have this problem? I mean, for
No.
me, a language means like English for some reason. Well, I learn a language, I learn English.
Crazy.
So why don't you watch something, more interesting? I mean, it's cool to watch, but most of the time I'm bored. Like this word, we use this word in this situation. We use this word. Well, there's nothing appealing, There is no drama. There is no plot development.
Well, they're different.
What do you watch apart from like speaking Spanish learning again, like Spanish learning materials, like regular stuff, authentic materials? Or maybe it's difficult for now.
Oh, I mean, I watched, for example, Today Poker with Spanish commentaries. So
Okay.
yeah, that's. I also watch TV series in Spanish.
TV series. What is TV series? TV series.
Well, TV show.
Okay.
How they are. It's actually American TV show, but it's Spanish. So in America there are Spanish people.
So
yes, many think actually Mexico and America have very good cultural exchange because there are many Mexicans in America.
Yep.
And some Americans, they do go to Mexico. They like to retire there too.
Yeah. Remember, I had a professor who lives in Mexico, teaches in Mexico, and we had quite a good bond, I think. Yeah, he complains about Mexico, but I think he likes it deep inside because it's cheap. There's good weather. I mean, almost all the time, very warm. It's quite cheap. It's calm. And, people, I think, are very happy to what he does. Like, he teaches them English. I think he likes, and he has a very good apartment. You know what? Like, he sleeps and, like, he has a window, full-sized window. Like, what is it? From the floor to the ceiling. And what? Like, and he
Amazing.
said he wakes up by the sunrise. Like the sun rises and shine and lights him up. Like, what's the word? Not light him up. I run out of words. Like, and the sun shines. Like, and he wakes up. He doesn't use any alarm clocks or such. Nice. Yeah, so they have a lot of resorts in Mexico. Relatively cheap for American citizens. Yeah. Where would you like to go, though, to practice Spanish? What is the best country for you to practice Spanish?
Mexico.
Mexico. Why not Spanish? Or why not Spain?
I don't like Spanish accent.
Okay.
I No, I like it, but I don't like to have it.
What is it? What is it, by the way, to judge people by their accent, and to have a different attitude towards different people speaking different accents? What's this? There is like racism, and I think it's accentism. Yeah, that's what we have, you and me, like accentism. I don't like British people because of their accent.
Yeah, I don't like their accent too. I wanted to have it, and then I just changed my mind.
And you know what? I think that I see their bad qualities. Like I I create those bad qualities in my mind if they really exist. I think it's only an illusion. Well, my table falls apart again. So why does it happen? Why am I creating this like unreal qualities? And by the way, does it happen to you? So when you see something bad in Spanish people compared to Mexican people in their personalities?
I mean, Spanish people, it's like there was an episode and Mexicans were asked, like, what do you think about Spanish people? And they say actually that they cold. Like, Mexicans are more relaxed, you know?
What?
And
Americans? Mexicans?
no, it's like Mexicans are more relaxed and
Ah,
Spanish people are reserved.
okay.
And I read the comments and people say actually in Europe, the Spanish are like the most like warm people, the most friendly people, the most extroverted, like fun. And like, I can imagine like what Mexico is like then. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
It's
interesting
like
that different people have
yeah.
different perception on the same thing. On the
Maybe
same.
Europe in general is a bit like strict and not that open than North America.
Yeah, maybe they behave differently in Europe and in North America when they come to North America and they feel.
When I see the news about America, like United States specifically, it's like they portray like America is like the only country. I
Like
mean,
what?
sometimes I feel like America is like America thinks that like other countries don't exist. Like sometimes they do it
Yeah.
that way. Like I
Yeah.
just noticed that Americans they talk like only America exists. Only
Yeah.
other countries are like somewhere there, another
Like
planet.
like cockroaches around the table. Want something, you know, running around.
It's like there only exists America and others.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, when you talked about Mexican and Spanish people, it reminded me of a joke I read on 9gag the other day. So they were discussing the different like people, Spanish speaking or no, they was talking about Italian people. So they use gestures a lot. They're very emotional. One person told a story. So once he was in Italy and he asked a guy, well, for directions or something, and the guy was holding two watermelons in his hand. So in his hand, so he couldn't use his hands. So he said, "Please hold it for a second." Then they gave it to him, the person who asked, two watermelons. Then he shrugged his shoulders like this. Then he took them back. It was very funny. Oh.
It is funny.
Well, okay. It was a really cool talk today. And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm thinking of these words that you said me once that You told me once that you feel like you're a native English speaker. And you know, when I started this initiative, I mean, uploading videos on YouTube every day without any preparation, I think they changed my mind, really. It gave me this mindset. I feel myself as a native speaker. I consider myself a native English speaker. You know what? I just let myself make mistakes. For now, and for all too. So I'm a human being. So and because I've always been afraid of making public speeches, of writing public, because of this like fear of mistakes and rejection. So I'm a teacher, I can make mistakes. I'm a teacher, like how can I teach? So now I don't care about it too much. I mean, I don't care about what other things. I care about my language. I care about my English. So I try to do as less as possible. I try to do less mistakes, of course. But the thing that I create videos every day in English, I think that what you do and what help you too, that you speak in English a lot, and that gives you this, like this mindset, this attitude, that feeling, well, that you speak English regularly. So what else can make an English-speaking person an English-speaking person, apart from speaking regularly, right? You speak regularly and you feel ease when you speak. So that's the point. That's what makes you an English-speaking person. The fact that you speak a lot every day, and the more you speak, I think the less complicated it is for you. I mean, you don't feel that you speak a different language, a foreign language. I think it might be even harder to you now to speak Russian. I mean, to come up with words and phrases than English, really, in fact, actually. So that's cool.
I mean,
No?
sometimes I just speak Russian. No, it's like sometimes I just speak Russian and I can say foreign words.
A foreign word?
Yeah, it comes to my mind quicker than Russian word.
Okay.
But
yeah.
I speak Russian very good. Like many words. I mean, I don't use swear words. So.
Swear words. Yeah, by the way, I want to say it. Swear words. Is it a legit phrase?
Swear. Yeah.
Swear words or bad words, right? Bad words.
No. Curse words.
Curse words. Okay, that's another point I wanted to make, that I started thinking in English. Not all the time, but and not most of the time, but sometimes, you know, I think in English, because the regularity, this constant process that I speak every day, I kind of reinforce my thinking process every day. So I noticed that sometimes when I spoke for 2 hours and more in English, after that for some time I thought in English automatically, and then it kind of faded. And now when I speak every day, I think after some time I will think in English only. It's good. This is the eventual point. Well, do you think, in what language do you think?
I think in English, and I don't remember when was the last time I was thinking in Russian.
Wow, that's
really
cool.
I don't remember. Maybe 5 years ago. I don't know.
That's really cool. I have a long way to go, by the way.
Actually, sometimes like right now, since my level is like B1 in Spanish, sometimes I think in Spanish, but not as often.
Okay, the last thing. What advice could you give our audience, our listeners, English learners in general, like who want to speak fluently, like us, who want to speak fluently and well and amazingly, like us? What could you recommend? Like the best advice. Don't give up. Don't give in. Just keep going. Follow your dream. Not this motivational, but something really useful.
I will give advice related to motivation, but it's gonna be this. If you don't have motivation to learn a language, don't learn it.
Don't even.
Simple
Don't.
as that. Don't start. Don't lose time.
You know what? Yeah, I'm thinking about this problem a lot. So some people come with no motivation at all. They just think they need a language. They just need, this is right. This is like this opens new opportunities for them, like for their job or for their career, for their relationship, but they don't want and they don't mean it. So, and I was told that don't refuse such people. Like, don't let them down, because well, they have little or no from little to no motivation now, but when they when they make some progress, when they like learn something, so it comes, the appetite comes with eating. So when they can say something, they feel more confident, they feel better, and their motivation goes up. It grows like a plant. So a good teacher should plant the seed and water it so it grows. What do you think about it? Is it possible to to create this motivation along the way, to increase it, if a person doesn't have it or does it in a very little amount? Because it's kind of radical, kind of extreme. Because it's like 90% of English learners, I guess. Well, not to sound morbid, but I think it's a lot of people. And you just discourage them badly. They're gonna cry after this episode.
I mean, what's the point of doing something you don't like? I mean,
Like
what you said is like, how do you say, привычка вторая натура? I don't know.
habit.
No, there's something about habit that is like it's like in Alexander Pushkin's something about привычка. So like
second nature. Habit is a second nature. Habit is a second nature. So what do you mean? It's either there or not, and you can
no. Listen, so
artificially. What?
All I'm saying is that this could happen. For example, your boss saying you like you have to learn English, and you have to represent us, blah 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 blah, and you don't like English. You're like, okay, I'm learning, and after 1 month, 2 months, you start noticing that, okay, it's like I learn it, I'm already accustomed to it, and you actually start to be contented. Oh, that's interesting actually to learn it.
Yeah,
So you're fine. Yeah.
So what? So what? Is it good? After some time, after a couple of months, you start liking it, and you learn not because the boss told you, but because you like it. And then, like, you quit your job and you go on a round trip.
And you go work for Skyeng.
So thanks, man, for telling people about my career. Thanks for revealing my secrets here. You just ruined my identity. So what is it? Is it like, do you allow it to be like this? Because I think there are cases like this. People start doing something like by force, and then they start liking it. It's not often the case. So they hate something and they hate it even more. I think it's more likely to happen. but still you have a good approach in teaching. If you can approach their problems, if you can, motivate them, give them some idea, because in English, you have an access to the best entertaining content, the best scientific content in the world. It opens a lot of ways and opportunities. Well, okay, so what's your point again? If you don't have motivation, no, it's not constructive. Your advice is not constructive. It's destructive, because you can change it, right? If you have it or don't have it, like, you can change it. I mean, it's good. It's good because you'll save your time, right? You'll save your time and money. You save part of your life for something else, not for the thing you won't need. But can you give some more constructive advice so that people could really change in their lives, to speak better, to learn better? I mean, I understand. I agree with you partially, maybe 90%.
Yeah, I agree partially with myself too.
So how to improve this motivation? Okay, how to increase this motivation? Do you know? Because our motivation isn't the same, don't you think? So you say sometimes I do more of this language, sometimes less of the same language. Sometimes I want to speak, sometimes I don't feel like speaking. Is it changing?
I mean, languages are like my hobbies, and I mean, ideally, I would like to speak the more, like,
Okay,
whatever languages are good,
you're a special fruit. Okay, last word. So how to increase your motivation if you have a weak one? If you have motivation, you want to learn, but you know what, you have some other things to do, like more interesting. Like you have a language, for example, it's cool, you like it, but not too much. And you have a video game, for example, or a movie in Russian, or a book, or chatting with friends. So it loses the battle. English loses the battle, especially now in the era of those high activities, entertainment, high dopamine entertainment. You can't compete with all of it. What could you recommend?
I mean, this, like, speaking in another languages is a respected thing. People respect that, and people would. I mean, it's not necessarily true. Like, it doesn't necessarily apply to this true, but they will see you more of an educated person than someone who speaks only one language, and it will open the doors for you. Obviously, if the language you learn is like popular,
Yeah,
and you just have to imagine yourself speaking it and how cool it is, and then it will be worth it. All this time spent, it will be worth it. You will bear fruits of all the hard work you did when you will speak, when you have more, like when you have a higher salary just because you speak language, or when you just engage in cultural activities and like meet your favorite actors, for example, or ask them a question or something like that. Like, I mean, it really, I mean, hard work will pay off at the end. And
you know what?
if you have even
It's like raising a kid, don't you think? Learning a language is like, quote me on that. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. So when you raise a kid, like, first of all, it's I mean, it's useless, right? You're investing and you invest in your child, and it doesn't give you, well, it doesn't, like, your child doesn't help you, doesn't do anything. You work for him. I mean, it gives you some pleasure, I think, but it's not really helpful, right? But when it grows, becomes looks stronger. Like you got yourself a good friend, person who will help you later, person who will be your friend. Maybe you will become very famous or very helpful for other people, very valuable. Yeah, it's like raising a kid. And then if you worked hard, if you put a lot of effort, and then you see your results in your kid, when it's a good person, it's a polite person, like well-behaved person, and has a good, your son or your daughter, like they have a good work, they help other people, and then I think you feel satisfied with all the work you did. And then you have, like, you bear fruits. What did you say? You bear fruits of your labor. The fruits of your labor. And then you enjoy it. When you're old, when you can walk, that's great. That's poetic. Okay, I think that's it for today. So, did you like this episode? Like, did you like this interview? You're famous now. What?
Okay. You asking me or the audience?
Yeah, you. Of course they liked it. It's out of the question. Who?
It's really good what you do. It's really nice.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I like it, I like it. Just talking. Blah, blah, blah. It's easy. Well, okay. Thanks for being with us today. If you found
it was a pleasure
to join us today.
I like the Spanish test. It showed me how little I know.
Oh, really? No, I don't think so. It showed me like
how much more I need to learn. That's better.
Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, thanks, and I see you next week. Yeah, by the way, with Eugene we have weekly episodes on learning languages in general. I think we'll talk a lot about languages, cultures. Well, no, what? No, I think I get bored really fast with speaking only about languages. Yeah, we'll talk about we'll talk about like different things. Don't worry, not only languages. I think it's cool, but there is a lot more than that, right? So it's our weekly episode with Eugene. Stay with us. Stay tuned. Leave your comments. Subscribe.
Okay,
I mean, I don't know who I'm saying.
Stop the recording.
I don't know who I'm saying this to because nobody's watching really. So I have like 2 views, one from me and one from me in 5 minutes when I rewatch. So anyway, every star has its own beginning, right? Okay. See you. Bye. Thanks.
Okay, bye.
See you next time. Bye-bye.